Welcome to Here's to Good Friends. My name is Jordan Jean-Jacques. Thank you so much for the letters of encouragement, the emails, and all the love that you guys have shown me. I really appreciate it. One question that was consistent in the emails is, what exactly is the purpose of this show? So here it is. The purpose of this show is for us to learn from one another. Anyone can learn from their own experiences, or mistakes, if you will. But it takes a special kind of person to learn from somebody else's experiences. So I created this show for men to be able to call up and ask questions or advice about topics that we're unsure about, and not have to feel less of a man because we're asking such questions or because we don't know the answers. I created this show for women to call in and to get a better insight, a better understanding on how to deal with the men in their lives. A lot of times women are like, why did he do that? What was he thinking? Well, this is the show where we try to break down exactly what he was thinking or why he did it. So having said that, once again, last weekend I was on a little date. I started to go to the bathroom just to make sure that I didn't have any hair out of place. As I approached the bathroom door, this little white man dashed out past me. All right, I thought maybe, okay, I guess he's in a hurry. As I walked into the store, I saw why he rushed out. So I stood there thinking, how can all of that come out of that little man? Too much thinking. Then I dashed out. I'm walking back to the table. As I sat down, my day started looking at me a little funny. So for the rest of the evening, I sat there thinking, wow, I wonder if that smell is still on me. Because you know, when you're cooking fish or if you're cooking something at home, the smell stays on your clothes. Does the same thing apply when you walk into the bathroom? Anyway, that was my weekend. I just wanted to share that with you. Let's take a call. Caller, what is your name?
Steven.
Steven, how are you today?
I'm okay, you?
I'm good, thank you. Steven, where are you calling from?
Calling from Brooklyn, New York.
Haha, Brooklyn, New York, the concrete jungle.
Yeah.
All right, Steven, how can we help you?
All right. I'm going to try and make a long story short.
Okay.
I'm a professional.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
I got a friend who just came out of the system maybe like a year and a half ago.
Okay.
Now, this cat is constantly, asking me for some help.
Mm-hmm.
Always asking, for like $5 here, $10 here, so forth.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's like legitimate, like sometimes I need bus fare for like a job interview or whatever.
Okay.
But other times it's like, oh, let me get $5 for some cigarettes. Let me get $5 for a drink.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Okay.
And he asks me all the time. Like 95% of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the other day I told him about that. I was like, yo, you can't keep, coming at me like that, bro.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And, look, I come from BK. I was one of them cats on the street corners drinking 40 ounces too.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
All
That
right.
was me once upon a time.
Okay.
You get older, you make changes.
Right.
Granted, I understand your situation is a tough one, but that doesn't mean I'm going to be a personal ATM.
Mm-hmm.
He apparently, he didn't like me telling him that.
Mm-hmm.
Because when we were going to a party the other night, a New Year's Eve party, he got real tight about it. Like, he rehashed it when we were driving over to the party. So we went back and forth for a little while. And then we got to the party. We had a good time. We partied. Put like this. We had to leave till 6:30 in the morning.
Okay.
And when we were driving back home,
Yeah.
he rehashed it again.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, yeah, you know what? Whatever, dog. Whatever. It is what it is. this. You know, he was saying things like that, like, you know, I'll never ask you for anything again, you know, et cetera,
right,
whatever. So he leaves his grandmother's phone in my car. So he calls me as I'm driving home after dropping him off. And I'm like, oh man, you forgot the phone? And he's like, yo man, I forgot the phone. Bring it back. And if you don't like it, we can shoot a fair if you want.
Okay.
So I'm like, a word?
Yeah.
So I drove back, dropped off the phone, got out the car. I said, yo, you've been talking a lot of smack lately. And he was squaring up, and then he put his hands up. Like he wanted to fight.
Right.
So I put my hands up.
Yeah.
His mom comes out the house. All right, guys, you've been drinking, et cetera, cut it out, I was like, I was just kidding around, Mom. So I just gave him like a light tap, real light tap on his face, like back.
Right.
I'm just kidding, Mom, I'm just kidding. And so then he duffed me in my face. So at that point, I hit him for real. We were squaring up for a little while longer. He wasn't really swinging. I guess he tasted the power, he didn't like it. So, you know, he wasn't really like coming at me heavy. So I swung again, and I grazed him.
Okay.
This shot put blood in his mouth.
Okay.
Still, he wasn't really swinging. I was like, I bet. So I'm like, later for this. So I drove off. As I'm driving off, right, he texted me, talk about F you, I'll kill you, big gun. You know, and I'm like, please. I'm like, yo, you late. I already got a gun. That's what I responded in my text.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, do what you got to do.
All right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, eventually the apology came.
Right.
Like a day later, he apologized via text and whatnot. Said he's going through things, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, man, yo, man, I don't know what to make of this dude. Frankly, I don't care. I'm not an ATM.
Right.
You know, I don't mind helping out.
Right.
But you can't constantly beat me in the head, ask me for a little this, a little that, all the time.
Right.
You know?
Right.
I don't know, you tell me.
Well, you know what, Steven? I can't really tell you if you should have this guy in your life or if you should just cut him off altogether. But there's a few things that I honestly believe in. First of all, it sounds like there was alcohol at the party and during that night. Am I right?
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Well, I believe that alcohol is the truth serum. You know, a lot of people use alcohol as a crutch to say what's really in their heart. And I really believe that. That's one. My second point is that, you know, a lot of times people come into your life for a reason. Now, if the person is not helping you in some form or fashion, not necessarily financially, either emotionally, either you guys have the same goals, or you guys can feed each other, you guys can mentor each other. If the person is not helping you in some sort of way, chances are they're hurting you. So this is what you have to ask yourself, Steven. Is this person helping me in any way possible? Any way. Obviously, he's not helping you financially. So you have to ask yourself, is he helping you in any way? If he's not, then chances are he's hurting you. That's what you have to really sit down and try to think about. Okay? Now, you said you're a professional. It sounds like, Steven, you mind if I ask how old you are?
38 years old.
38 years old. You're a professional man. You sound African American. Am I right?
Yep.
Okay. And you say you're making close to 6 figures, right?
Yep.
Now, Steven, I don't want you to take this the wrong way, but what the hell are you doing fighting at 38 years old? You're a grown-ass man. What are you doing fighting at 38 years old? At 38, you're supposed to just be able to talk things out and just leave it at that.
Did I tell you I was from Brooklyn, New York?
All right, so you're from Brooklyn, but you know what, Steven, I'm from Brooklyn too, but there comes a time when fighting is not the answer anymore.
Yeah, you're right.
You know,
I was challenged, so I just kind of responded to the challenge, but ultimately you're right.
Steven, you sound like an intellectual. Obviously you are, because you're a professional, you're making a lot of money and you're comfortable. You sound like a very smart young man. So you have to ask yourself, one, is this guy's friendship helping me in any way? A friendship is supposed to be a balance. You help one person and the person returns the favor. So you guys basically bounce off each other. Now, if you're constantly giving, and this person is not reciprocating it in any way, not just financial, but in any way, in any other way, then chances are he doesn't need to be in your life. Now, in terms of the fighting, you have to think about it. That kind of behavior is destructive, because everything that you've worked for thus far and everything that you're working towards in the future can be destroyed by one little incident. Now, that physical altercation could have went either way. It could have went either way. Now, you have to ask yourself, is it really worth it? Is this situation worth it for me to lose everything that I've worked for and everything that I'm working towards? Ask yourself that question before you get into another physical altercation with anybody. It should never come down to that. At 38, we should be able to just talk things through and just walk away.
Right.
You know, I hope I answered your question a little bit, Steven.
You did.
You know, hit me up on the blog. Hit me up on the blog. Let me know what you think. Let me know how it all worked out, okay?
We'll do, man. We'll do.
All right. All right, Steven. Anytime. Have a great day.
All right, you too, boss.
Take care, bro. That guy said he was about 38 years old. I should have asked him what did he do for a living, that he was outside drinking at something in the morning and fighting. Brooklyn guys, you got to watch out for them. Brooklyn all over the place. All right, we'll be right back. All right, we have another caller on the phone. Caller?
Yes.
What is your name?
Cynthia?
Cynthia. How are you, Cynthia?
I'm good, and yourself?
I'm fine, thank you. Cynthia, where are you calling from?
Long Island?
Long Island, New York?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very nice, Cynthia. Thank you for calling. How can we help you today?
So my problem is, well, my issue is that I just recently had a baby like 2 months ago.
Okay.
And I'm having a difficult time with my baby's father, where he expects me to lose the weight right away. Because you see like these celebrities where they have the baby and like you see them in 2 weeks and their body is like back to normal. And I'm trying to explain to him that, you know, these people, they have personal trainers, they have nutritionists, you know, that help them with this sort of stuff. And I don't have any of that, and it's going to take me a while to, you know, get my pre-baby body back. Now, my question to you is, what can I say or do to make him realize that, you know, it takes time. It takes a regular person like me time.
It's going to take you some time to lose the weight.
Yes.
Okay, well, Cynthia, first, let me congratulate you on your newborn baby.
Thank you.
You know, every child is a gift, so congratulations.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Now, in terms of explaining to your significant other about losing the weight and getting back to your body, you know, it sounds like you've done the research. You know that it takes some time for you to fully get back to normal. What you can do is you can just give him some literature. You know, I think explaining to him is not enough. Show him some pamphlets. Show him some magazines or some books on the amount of time it's going to take for a woman's body to get back to where it was before. In addition to that, you know, you might want to talk to him about your feelings in terms of around this time it might be very sensitive. You know, the whole weight thing might be a very sensitive issue, and that he needs to be patient. Right now, he really shouldn't be focusing on the amount of weight that you've put on during the pregnancy, but rather just focusing on the joy that you've just been blessed with. So, you know, in a nutshell, get him some pamphlets and just explain to him, you know, now might not be the right time to be expecting so many changes. It takes time, and for him to be patient for you to get back to where you were before.
Right.
Okay, does that help you out, Cynthia?
Yes, thank you so much.
Okay, you're welcome, Cynthia. Have a great day.
You too.
All right, take care. I don't have the heart to talk about a woman's weight, especially after she just had a baby. Those are grounds for getting hit with a frying pan or something, getting hot oil thrown on you. Whew. We have another caller on the phone. Caller, what is your name?
My name is Joyce.
Joyce, how are you today?
I'm fine, thanks. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Joyce, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Manhattan, Chelsea area.
Chelsea area. Very nice, Joyce. Thank you for calling.
You're welcome.
How can we help you today?
I would like to know why men need to have 2 women in their lives.
I'm sorry for laughing, Joyce. It sounds like there's a lot of pain behind that question.
Yes.
It sounds like there's a lot going on behind that question. Why do men like to have 2 women at one time, you say?
Yes.
In a nutshell, Joyce, we're greedy. That's the only thing that I can think of. We're greedy. We enjoy what we have, but we still want to go out and test the waters and see if we're still attractive. We want to see if other people are interested in us. We want to test we want to see if the grass is greener on the other side and still be able to come back to home. We're just greedy, you know. Unfortunately, for a lot of men, it's also a maturity level. It's a maturity thing, because a lot of men feel that the more women that I have, the more women that I can conquer, the more macho of a man that I am. So for a lot of men, it's a maturity thing also.
Oh, okay.
Does that sound like somewhat of an answer you were looking for, Joyce?
No, not really, but hearing it from a male, I have to accept your answer.
It's unfortunate, you know. We're greedy. That's what it is. We're greedy. A lot of times we don't know what we have until it's gone. Unfortunately, by then it's too late.
I agree with you.
You know? Sounds like something went wrong recently.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it did. I was confronted with that.
Okay. Okay, and how did you handle it?
I wasn't happy. I was dating this guy for a year, and then all of a sudden he told me, I want to see another person, but I want to see you and her at the same time.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So I wasn't too happy about that because I kind of felt that he was seeing her anyway.
Right.
But he just, like you said, so I wasn't too happy about that because I kind of felt that he was seeing her anyway.
Right.
But he just, like you said, he had to make a decision and being greedy, and I happened to catch him and her together.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So it wasn't pretty, but hey. And then he calls me every day.
Right. Every day afterwards.
Yes.
Okay.
It's been 5 months, and he still calls me to this day.
Right. Is he still seeing her?
Yes.
Ah, okay.
And he wanted to see me too, but I'm not budging.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that sounds like a really tight situation. The fact that I guess he's obviously chosen this other woman, and he's still calling you is not a good sign, because he basically wants to have his cake and eat it too. That particular situation, he's just being greedy. He's just being greedy. And the only thing you can do to actually make yourself heal, make yourself better, is to just cut all ties with him. It sounds harsh, and it might be difficult at first, but I think the best thing to do is just to cut off all ties, because it's either you or her. Somebody, you know, it's a one-person situation.
I agree, but she looked like a Yeti. You know what a Yeti is?
What is a Yeti?
A Chewbacca.
Ah, okay. Okay. Okay.
I'm sorry, I'm just a little upset.
That's all right. That's all right, Joyce. That's what we're here for. That's what Here's to Good Friends are for. You know, I feel like, you know, no one deserves to be second best. No one deserves to be shared. Everybody deserves to have their own significant other. So I applaud you for standing up for you, for your individual, because you deserve to have your own man, and not share him with anybody else or anything of that nature. Okay? Just take it one day at a time. It'll all get better.
I will. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Joyce. Joyce, hit us on the blog, email, call me back, let me know how it turns out. In a few months, we'll be able to laugh at this.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes, I will. I will call you back in a few months.
Okay. All right, Joyce. Have a great night.
You too.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
A friend of mine got caught in Hawaii with a woman in the room, a woman in the lobby, and a woman on the roof. But I digress. We'll be right back. This is the part of the show where I ask your opinion on a particular topic. Why are good-looking people treated better than the not-so-attractive people? A friend of mine was telling me a story about him and his co-worker. Apparently his co-worker is the McDreamy of the office. So they go to this restaurant and all the waitresses are going goo-goo gaga over this guy. The waitresses are showing him a little bit more attention. They're giving him a little bit more food, little special treats here and there. Long story short, I think the waitress picked up the tab for the co-worker's meal. They exchanged numbers and, took it from there. Now, I asked my friend as to how did he feel? Did he feel any kind of animosity? Because me personally, I'd be sitting there like, what's wrong with me? My mom said I was good looking too. What's going on? I want somebody to pay for my meal. What's going on? But my friend said he was taking it in. He didn't feel any animosity. And the joke was on the waitresses. I said, what do you mean? Turns out that the co-worker, McDreamy, is an undercover. That means don't judge a book by its cover. That concludes our show for today. Eli Manning, Giants, you guys did an excellent job. Congratulations. Thank you for watching. My name is Jordan Jean-Jacques.